are you? So I just want to talk about some really important things real quick. You know, back in, 1988, I had already spent 2 years, a little over 2 years in the Army, and I was a little disenchanted, and I was young, and I was a single parent, and I wanted, or thought I wanted, to spend more time with my son, and thought that I would spend more time with my son if I got out of the Army. Big eye-opener. I thought people would hire me. I was a medic. I thought I'd be able to find a good job. Well, little did I know, there was not really much on the market for me as a medic that would pay enough money for me to feed my son and actually put shelter over my head. I was very fortunate to have, at the time, a boyfriend that his mom was kind enough to take me in for a few weeks to give me a chance to get a job and find a place to live. Unfortunately, I couldn't find a job, so I moved back home to my parents on the other side of the country. Just saying. And they took me in for a little while until I could secure something. But I had to drive an hour to work every day and an hour back on a very scary mountain because I couldn't afford to live where my job was. And I couldn't afford to, or I couldn't find a job that would pay me what I needed to put a very modest, at the least, home over our, for us to live in, and food on my table and stuff. So it kind of worked out. But I did my best to get back on active duty after that. And I was fortunate because I was in a reserve unit that helped me as well and got me back into nursing school, Charlie School. That was the LPN course. And so that was active duty for a while. And then after Desert Storm broke out, I did everything in my power to get back on active duty. And I was very fortunate because I was able to do so. But you can see that I was lucky. I was very lucky. But there are so many people out there that are not. Now consider this. With our homeless population out there, it's huge. You know it. It's an epidemic. You can't pass it up. You can't miss it. You know it's everywhere. And there's no denying it. With that being said, we have, on any given day, it's ever growing, approximately 22 million veterans in our veteran population. Of that, approximately 2.2 million of them are women. And they are more highly trained every day. They get more job opportunities every day in the military now, thanks to glass ceiling breakers like myself and other women that came before them. And there are programs out there that have also made it, in the military now, that have also made it much better for them. However, that being said, their job skills are still not desirable on the outside. We're all scary. Every military veteran is quasi-scary. Most of us have a hard time getting a job. I mean, look at me. I have a master's degree in a highly desirable field, and I have a resume from hell, and yet I had to create my own job. I had to create a business. I can't get a job. Senior leaders in the military usually have jobs created for them on installation so that they can continue to live at the pay grade that they're used to living and living the lifestyle that they are accustomed to. It's unfortunate, but we're scary. We've deployed, we have problems, and nobody wants to hire us. They don't know how to relate our job skills to the civilian world, even when we can show them how they relate. when you think about our military population, you're talking about 22 million veterans. Of that population, 47,000, give or take, are homeless. That's a big number. That's a huge number. And of that 47 million, there is approximately 4,338 women that have been accounted for. Now, that number's changing too on a daily basis. It's ever growing. As more females exit the military service, they exit with issues and concerns. That becomes an even greater problem. And you need to understand also that our military retirement system or VA system is even still more predominantly a male dominant system set up to care for the males, and I won't go into the differences because that's not what we're here for, but our women are not cared for as well as the men. Now we go on to the fact that 70% of those women that are homeless are also single parents, and that's a large number too. Now, why is this a problem? Why does this happen? Well, this occurs because most of these women have husbands or spouses that their circumstances aren't great where they're living, and they end up leaving those situations. And especially when they get out of the military and they're no longer providing any kind of source of income, and now they're no longer useful. The kids are a problem. They don't want the kids, yada, yada, yada. There are, women are seeking other places to shelter down, I should say. Or the soldiers are just single parents. Now they are no longer receiving a solid income, and they're no longer receiving medical benefits or TRICARE for themselves or their family, and nobody wants to hire them. Their job skills are not desirable or strong, solid enough for them to be hired for anything but minimum wage or something like that. So anything that they do apply for employment is only good enough for minimum wage. That's not enough to pay anything but daycare. And depending on how many children they have, that can be quite expensive. Additionally, they probably came from, a good portion of them probably came from the similar backgrounds that they're trying to leave, and that means that their family cannot support them either, or their family didn't support them in the first place and they have nowhere to go. So, a lot of them join the military to gain job skills, to escape bad situations, and to find something new, and now they're basically being thrown back out into that world. So, and then they can't even get a job. So now they're homeless. They have nowhere to go. They have no defense, no income, nothing. So I support an organization that I'm working with right now called Final Salute. Final Salute is a nonprofit organization that provides education, shelter, other means of support for these homeless veterans that need to get assistance to improve their lives for themselves and their families. It's not a handout, it is a hand up. They work with them to get jobs and to find a place to stay, and to get some financial education, and also to improve their educational status if they need it, and so much more. And you can help me to help them by donating to the organization through my Facebook page, which the link will be below, and through my GoFundMe page. Now, I have a goal of at least $6,000. I would like to raise more than that, because these soldiers deserve so much more. They have contributed so much of their time, and some of them, if not all of them, have risked their lives downrange, and they really could use, some love and support from our community. And I believe that our world is our community, and they really need all the help they can get to keep them off the streets, and to ensure that their children don't become part of the problem, and that they are kept off the streets as well. So please click on the links below. Help support me in helping support them, and I would greatly be appreciative. Thank you.